That's right. I said it'd be about 30 minutes from whenever my video game ended. I lied. It was about 10, maybe 15 minutes max to the maximus. So, as the title says, Ugas versus Errol Spence Jr. It's actually vice versa how I wrote it, but whatever. It's all the same outcome. And on top of that, my phone keeps falling. Okay, cool. We just let the phone keep falling. That's all right. Um, on top of that, we got a lot of other fights coming up too, and we could discuss a multitude of different things for the time that we're on. I think I may keep this live going for a little while I change some rotors on the car. So, with that being said, let me go ahead and hit the guest button, invite guest, copy. Go here, post comment. If anybody wants to jump on the panel, turn chat. Hit it. Somebody's coming up behind me, so we got to move. But we got the link in the chat, and that's all that matters. So, now, Errol Spence by UD. You know what, WWE Clark, that's where I'm leaning to. I've got Errol Spence by unanimous decision as well. I think for this fight, Errol Spence went back with Blu-ray, and underneath him, he's had knockouts for every single fight that he's had with him. So we'll have to see if Blu-ray is the difference maker in this fight. Because maybe he does get a knockout. He hasn't had one in a long time. But again, every fight he had underneath his strength and conditioning coach, Blu-ray, he always seemed to get a knockout. So it is a possibility that Errol Spence could get a knockout. Yep, going the distance, Errol Spence easy win. Or wins easily, is what he wrote. Hold on, we got a dude on the bike who's coming in my lane. Idiot. Anyways, I digress. Long time. What's going on, Trouble? I feel like it's been like 3 years since I last heard from you. But the main thing I'm looking at in this fight, and the fight happened a little while ago, is I'm really looking at Sean Porter versus Ugas. How Sean Porter fought Ugas from range, from distance. And in my opinion, some people argue that Ugas won the fight, but I thought Porter beat him. And that was a shorter man, beat him from range. And the thing about Errol Spence Jr. is he's a pressure fighter, so is Ugas. But I think Errol Spence can throw the jab better than Ugas. And if you have a better jab, that means you can fight from range. If you can fight from range, I believe you can beat Ugas. I believe. I'm sorry, I keep trying to adjust this because the phone keeps falling, but I believe if you can fight from range, you can beat Ugas because I thought Porter did it, and he's much shorter than Spence, much smaller than Spence, not as strong as Spence, and doesn't hit as hard as Spence. And truth be told, Porter's punches aren't as clean or crisp because he smothers a lot of his work. So he never really gets full extension on his punches like Spence does. Trouble, you say Ugas is no easy fight. I don't know if I agree or disagree with that. I really don't. I've never been big on Ugas. I've never thought Ugas was that great of a fighter. And I still don't think he's that great of a fighter. With as much flack as Terrence Crawford gets for being undisputed at 140 because it was a weak era, Ugas went through pretty much during the same era and got losses. So it was a weak era of 140 when Crawford did it, but when Ugas was trying to go through 140, he couldn't go undefeated. So again, I don't know. I've never really rated Ugas that high. I believe still to this day, I believe Manny Pacquiao was set up. It looked like Ugas had been training for Manny Pacquiao the whole training camp. Everything he did looked like he prepped to do it against Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao had no ideas that he was going to be fighting Ugas. I believe Ugas had an extreme edge over Manny, and I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe that Errol Spence and Ugas' opponent could get the same eye injury on the same day. I believe that was set up. They found out that Spence was injured. They knew that Manny with no dance partner could not sell, so they had Ugas' partner fall out with the same eye injury. And I question to when all that was actually found out. I feel like Ugas knew for at least a month that he was going to fight Manny Pacquiao before he did. I do not question Errol Spence being injured. I believe that was legitimate. I believe the eye injury was real. I believe that. What I question is Ugas's partner or person he was fighting, not partner, but opponent, being injured. I question that all day long. And in the way that he approached Manny, like I said, it looked like he had been sparring, training for Manny. Because Manny was no puzzle to him. He already had a game plan of what he would do, hide him behind the high guard, how to fight him, how to keep him off of him. Like I said, you could tell which guy was training for which guy. And Manny looked like he was just jumping in there against somebody thrown in at him. So if we're going to gauge Ugas off the Manny Pacquiao fight, I don't take much from that. I just think Errol Spence is a much better boxer. I think, like I said, he's bigger, stronger. I think he's got a way better jab. I think his punches are more crisp. I think he's got more pop. Watch how big Spence looks tonight. Well, that's another thing, too. Ugas should target that eye. He should. I agree with that. Definitely. If you know the flaws of your opponent, exploit them. Exploit them, because at the end of the day, you're there to win. Not there to handicap yourself, trying not to go to somebody's weakness. So by all means, Ugas should go for that eye. But I just say it like this. I said say it like this. I just see it like this. If Errol Spence Jr. is 100%, which I don't know, he doesn't know, the doctors obviously didn't know whenever he was going into the Manny Pacquiao fight. I mean, you got to think about this. The doctors definitely didn't know that he was not 100% because they cleared him to fight Danny Garcia. He didn't get the eye injury going into, during, or after the Danny Garcia fight. He had it prior. That was a lingering injury that they found out about going into the Pacquiao fight. I don't believe he tore his retina in the training camp leading up to that fight. I believe that's something he already had that they didn't know. So my point is this. The doctors are going to do everything they can to make sure Spence is good, cleared, medically, whatever. But there could be internal damages that the doctors don't catch. They don't know about. It could be something internally messed up with Spence that he doesn't know about, that he doesn't feel until he feels it. And then it's too late. So assuming that Spence is 100%, no internal damage, nothing that anybody's missing, he is cleared, he's the best Spence that we've seen where he should be, I would say that Ugas stands little to no chance. I don't see what Ugas can bring to the table. I really don't. I think when it comes to power, you got to tilt it towards Spence. When it comes to IQ, both of them have a good IQ, but I think Spence has a better IQ than Ugas. I mean, I don't want to keep bringing up the Sean Porter fight, but he did not adapt. Even whenever he was beating Manny Pacquiao, now granted, you don't need to adapt if you're winning a fight, but you can look at fights and see if a fighter is fine-tuning while they're in the ring, and I just don't see that from Ugas. Ugas, it looks like he comes in there with plan A, and he stays with plan A, and it either works or it doesn't work. And that's why he's got, 4 losses? I think 4 losses. I don't really see a lot of adapting. I've seen Errol Spence adapt to fighters. You can go all the way back to Kell Brook, where I thought he was losing, getting out boxed. Now, granted, you can make the argument that Kell Brook was weight drained because it's a valid argument. But you could see to where Spence was thinking and adjusting and getting better. You can see, even like with Danny Garcia, you can see where Spence starts to hit people and he starts to time them and learn their patterns to where he can land them punches more and more. Cleaner, more accurate. Like I said, in all aspects, I just think Spence has the edge. I'm not saying it's a night and day. I'm not saying that Spence is so far ahead that Ugas cannot beat him. But what I'm saying is, if they're both 100%, I think Spence edges him in every category to where Ugas, he just can't beat him. I just don't think it can beat him. Now, when it comes down to Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr., then we'll have another debate about who wins that fight. But I will say this. If Crawford doesn't get a fight soon, Spence is going to have he's going to be the huge favorite over Crawford because Crawford is going to be out of the ring way too long. He's going to been inactive for way too long, and Spence will definitely have the edge. going into the Crawford fight if Crawford doesn't get a fight with somebody, anybody. But he's got to get in the ring because although I don't really rate Danny Garcia at 147, that still was a legitimate opponent. And now he's fighting Ugas, a legitimate opponent. And Crawford's doing nothing. Crawford fought Kell Brook, which wasn't even really a... Kell Brook has no business at 147 pounds, period. He doesn't. He had no business being at 147 after he fought Triple G. He put on too much weight. He's too muscle bound and should have never, ever went there. So that's what I see with that. Let's see. Let me read the chat real fast. We're about to get out the car too. Let me maneuver my way over because we're going to have to make a U-turn here in a moment. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm positioning. Whoa, 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 whoa. Am I losing stream? Spence doesn't download his opponent weapons in the ring like Crawford does. Crawford wins that fight by split decision. Crawford needs a tune-up. He needs to fight Boots. I question how good Boots Ennis really is because he really hasn't fought any hard competition, but I would not consider Boots a tune-up. Boots is a legitimate fight. I just don't know if Boots is elite. That's not a tune-up type fight. That's a fight that this dude went over the curve. What the fuck? That's the type of fight to where Crawford could lose. If Boots ends up being what people say he is, then Crawford could definitely lose that fight and lose badly. If Boots is what they make him out to be. Boots needs that one breakout fight to prove that he's elite. He looks good. He looks really good against low competition, low opposition, but how good is he? I don't know. But what I do know is that's not a tune-up fight. That's a fight that Bud could lose. So definitely not a tune-up. Outside of that, your eyes tell you that Boots is the goods. That's a possibility. It is a strong possibility, Trouble. He could be the goods. But again, look at Edgar Berlanga. Berlanga looked like the goods. He looked like the goods to a lot of people's eyes. What has happened in his last 3 fights that he stepped up? He's been struggling in some of them. He's not getting the knockouts anymore. He's not getting the knockouts, nor is he looking as good. He's been struggling. So that's the thing about it. While somebody may pass the eye test against low op, when they step up, it doesn't look the same. And then you really get a gauge on how good or bad these guys really are. But what I can say is, and I can agree with you here, Trouble, is that Boots is definitely better than a tune-up type fight. Like he's not a tune-up fight. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. We'll cut the car off, walk in here, get a jack stand, and I'll be right back. Okay, so if y'all can hear me, because I know it's going to jump back and forth between Bluetooth. Boxing historian, jump on the panel. I put the link up earlier. You're more than welcome to come in and tell us why Ugas beats Errol Spence Jr. I disagree. I don't think Ugas beats him. I think it's a possibility, but only if Spence isn't 100%. But let me know why you think Ugas is going to beat him. Hop on the panel. The link is in the chat, and I can always repost it. They didn't have what I needed here at AutoZone, so we're going to go to Discount Auto Parts and see if they have it. And hopefully they do, because if not, I'm going to have to take a long drive to Walmart, and I don't want to go to Walmart. Not at all. All right, come on, dude. Move. All right, let me see. I think Spence versus Ugas is going to be closer than most. I don't know. Spence jab and the body work going to slow Ugas down. I don't even think Ugas is that fast. I mean, yeah, it could slow him down, but I don't think he's fast enough that you need to slow him down. I don't see him being that overly athletic, agile fighter. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't even know if you got to slow him down. All right, hold on one second. We about to jump into this other store. I'll repost the link before we move on. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back again, and we got what we need. So let me do this. Let's go to guest. Let's go to invite. Let's go to copy. Let's go to more. Let's go to post. Let's go to chat. Let's go to paste. And let's throw that there. All right. All right. Hopefully I didn't lose too many people. But there it is. Open, 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 open floor. If you think Ugas is going to win, come tell me why I'm wrong. If you think Spence is going to win, tell me why I'm right. Hop on the panel. Let's get some air going. I am hot in this car. No. Yet. Out. Buddy, letting me out. Let's go this way. We're going to go a different way. I have no idea. I don't really keep up with their ticket sales, pay-per-view numbers, unless it's relevant. The only time I really kept up or looked up that was whenever Tyson Fury, Dillian White was made, and they were talking about Dillian White was only going to get like 10% or some shit. And I wanted to look up to see what Tyson Fury's actual sales were. Scratch that. A long time ago, I looked up what Deontay Wilder was doing for ticket sales, pay-per-view numbers. Whenever they were all talking about him fighting AJ and how Wilder was the bigger name, which was bullshit. At the time, like, AJ had like 30 different sponsorships. Wilder had one. AJ was selling out Wembley. Wilder had sold out none. So I've done it twice. I've looked up ticket sales and all that 2 times. Other than that, never. Because I remember, what's his name? Buddy with the belly. Blue Blood. I had a debate with him. It was like one of the first times I was ever live on YouTube on somebody. It might have been actually the first time I was ever on somebody else's panel. I had a debate with him, and he came up with all these lies about how Wilder and Ortiz sold out, and they were the only ones that have been doing it. I was like, that's not true. They didn't sell it at all. That arena did not get sold out in New York. And then I brought up people who had sold out in the same long time ago, though. Years ago. Years. Woo. But I don't know what type of attendance Errol Spence is going to do. I'm assuming they're thinking it's going to be really big numbers, considering that I think it's in the Dallas Cowboys arena. Are they doing it at the Dallas Stadium? I think they are. 48K ticket sales. Oh, my neck. Guys, my neck hurts so bad. I don't know what's going on. My neck and my spine hurt. But again, I have no idea what the attendance will be. But with the Dallas Stadium, it should be big numbers. But that's irrelevant to who wins the fight. Fans, it don't matter how many fans you have in the stadium applauding you, they can't help you win. You can have all the fans of the world and still get your ass whooped. Look at Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor had the whole stadium, and they all watched Catterall just whoop that ass. And they get robbed. Gotta hate boxing sometimes. Anything else in the card catches your attention? Off the top of my head, I don't even think I've looked up the fight card. You tell me who's fighting on the card. I've had a lot of stuff going on. I haven't even been making boxing videos lately. Not every day like I was. Because I've just had a lot of stuff going on and haven't had time to make videos or look up, boxing news, information, etc. But I do need to jump on to watch the Conor Benn fight. I'm very interested in that. I think Conor Benn is going to be the next welterweight champion. I really do. I would like to see him and Boots fight. That's the fight I really want to see. I want to see Boots Ennis versus Conor Benn. I think that would be a great fight. And I think that's a great segue fight into who should get a title match. Especially if Errol Spence goes undisputed or if Terrence Crawford goes undisputed. I think the winner out of that fight should get them. I know you have Virgil Ortiz there too. But I think that's really, truthfully, I think that's the next butt fight. Should be Ortiz. But I don't think Ortiz wants to fight him. I appreciate you agreeing with me. But I don't really think that Ortiz wants to fight Terrence Crawford. Think Conor Ben's going places? I do too. I do too. Like, the difference that he looks today than when he started is night and day. Like, the way his training has gone has been amazing. He looks like a completely different fighter. I think fighting Chris, he should have no issues. We touched on this a little bit while I was live playing video games. But yeah, I don't think he should have any issues with Chris. I know we saw what Boots Ennis did, and that's going to be a good measuring stick, but I had to charge the headset for a bit. That's all right. You just missed me walking in and out of the store to get a jab. Conor Ben versus Danny Garcia. Who wins? Conor Ben fucks Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia, to me, is not a welterweight. Danny Garcia has lost against every single good welterweight he's ever fought. I've never understood why people are so big on Danny Garcia when he's lost at welterweight in every real fight. Like, Danny hasn't been good since he left 140. Let's see, do you think Ortiz can still make 147? I don't know. With them talking about the dehydration and all that, but the real question is, can Ortiz fight at 154 pounds? Could you see Ortiz in there with a guy like Tim Tszyu? And I'm saying Tim Tszyu or Fondora. Do you think Ortiz stands a chance against those types of fighters? I don't know that he does. I don't even know that he can make it to a Castaños or a Charlo. I don't even know if he can make it that high up the ladder. I really think a Tim Tszyu, a Fondora, could start you. I even think of Erickson Lubin, even though we just watched his whole face get rearranged looking like Martin. I mean, I even think Lubin would give Ortiz a run for his money. I'm not saying Lubin could beat him, but I'm saying that I don't know how well Ortiz is going to do against 154 power punchers. You got to understand, outside of Mean Machine, he's never really fought a guy who could punch. And Mean Machine stunned him. Now, granted, Mean Machine dropped Crawford. But Mean Machine doesn't hit nearly as hard as a Tim Tszyu or a Fondora. Like, they're not even in the same stratosphere when it comes to punching power. We've already seen Ortiz stun, buzz, against the first power puncher he fought. So, I don't know if Ortiz could even be successful at 154 pounds once he starts really fighting people. What's going on, Hawk? How you doing? Good, I hope. Let's see. Boots has the size to move up. Yeah, he's got the height. He's got the reach. When you say size, see, this is my thing. This is where me and people get into a lot of contention. Size to me has to do with weight, not stature. You can be tall and little as fuck. Look at Fondora. Fondora is 8 feet tall at 154 pounds. He's not a big guy. He's a really, 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 really little guy. He's little. He's little. So when you say size, to me, Boots Ennis doesn't look that big weight-wise. He's got the frame to put on more weight if he wanted to, but I don't think Boots walks around that heavy. I would be surprised if Boots is much more than 160 pounds outside of fight competition. I'd be really surprised because he just doesn't look that big. Even whenever you see him like ringside for fights, he doesn't look that big. So while I do agree that he has the frame to where he can move up currently, I think he would be a lot smaller than a lot of the guys at 154 pounds. Because a lot of your top tier guys, they cut a lot of weight to make 154. And when you get up to 154, the height changes too a lot. Like, a lot of the guys at 154 pounds are a minimum on the small side, start to be around 5'10" and taller. For whatever reason, at 147, you still have a lot of guys who are around 5'6". I don't know why. I don't know what changes between 147 and 154. It's only 7 pounds, but you see it. You see a lot of guys that are, short at 147, but not at 154. A lot of the guys top guys start getting up around 5'9", 5'10" at the smallest. So I don't know. I don't know where Boots fits in there. I think he needs more fights at 147 before and higher opposition at 147 before we start talking about him moving up in weight. That's what I think. I could be wrong. Let me read a couple things that I missed. Then we're going to hop out the car. I'm going to get off camera. We're going to start setting some stuff up. And then we're going to move on. So let me see. What did I miss? Yeah, I've got Errol Spence Jr. winning by decision. I think Errol Spence knocking Ugas out is more closer to what would happen than Ugas beating Spence. I think we would see Spence knocking Ugas out before we see Spence losing on points to Ugas. So I've got Spence winning by UD with a possibility of knocking Ugas out. Let me see. That's right. It's called a weight class, not a height class. You're damn straight, and I say it all the time, and people don't believe me. They don't believe me. They don't believe me at all. They look at height, and they be like, that's a big guy. And I'll be like, no, he's not. He ain't got no weight behind the ass. Like, there's a reason why in the NFL, you don't see running backs who are 6'7", 200 pounds, because they would get demolished. What you do end up seeing is a lot of guys who are in between the heights of 5'8" to 6 foot tall and between 200 to 230 pounds. Why? Because there's a lot of fucking weight coming low to the ground at you. There's a lot of weight in the ass. When you got a string bean coming through the middle, very easy to take down. When you got a bowling ball coming at you, it's a lot harder. So, let's see. Any old way. So, we got to say it right. Tagome! Inuyasha, sit, boy. Boop. You know, I got the monster. I got the monster in a rematch against Donaire. I got the monster all day. I think the monster is one of the best fighters in all of boxing. I'm going to tell you. When I look at skills that pay the bills, there's two fighters on pure like skills, technicality that come to my mind. One is Inoue, and the other is Shakur Stevenson. Those are the two that I think of when I think of raw, just technical. Everything they do is good. I haven't seen them do anything bad. I think of Inoue or Nui, as you wrote, but Inoue, I think of him, or I think of Shakur Stevenson. I think those two fighters right there are the best technical fighters in all of boxing. I mean, you got Lomachenko too, who's there, but Loma, he makes a lot of mistakes. But Lomachenko has been so good at his agility that he's made up for the mistakes. Whenever I look at Inoue and I look at Shakur Stevenson, I don't see these guys making those types of mistakes. To me, they're a different quality of fighter, and they're better, in my opinion. And I know Lomachenko fans are not going to like me saying that, but it is what it is. I can never see, if you could do pound for pound blow up, size for size, if you could change the size of Shakur Stevenson to make him a true 135-pound fighter, or Inoue a true 135-pound fighter, I can never see them losing to a Teofimo Lopez. They would embarrass him. Inoue would knock him out, would spark him. And Shakur Stevenson would just dance circles around him. And Shakur pretty soon will be fighting guys like him. But I'm just saying, like, I couldn't see those two guys losing to him like Lomachenko did. And I can't go against the monster. Even though Donaire has found the fountain of youth and in his 40s, knocking out these champions, these young guys. So it's going to be a good fight, though. The first one was good. You got, let's go here, Virgil Ortiz, and I'm going to get down to the chat. Then we're going to turn off me on camera. I'm going to set up the camera beside the car. We're going to start jacking it up and changing everything. And we're going to change the rotor while I'm on. Big up the cesspit 100 fire. Beyonce Wilder. Virgil Ortiz versus Boots. And it's, again, that's another really good fight. Stylistically, I like Conor Benn versus Boots better because I think it would make for more of an entertaining fight. You got two guys who are extremely fast that come forward. They like to do a lot of power. Whereas Virgil Ortiz, while he does a lot of pressure, he's more of a counterpuncher, in my opinion. He does attack. He does jab. He does those straights, but he's vicious with the counter shots. He'll finish somebody when he's got him hurt, but I don't see him having the same type of aggression as Boots does or Conor Benn. So I would like to see those two fight because I think it would make for a much better fan-friendly fight. But Virgil Ortiz versus Conor Benn, Virgil Ortiz versus Boots Ennis, I think it's a really good fight. And I think it's that type of fight where it takes them out of, like, I don't want to say they're prospects anymore, but they're still unproven. I think Virgil's the most proven out of all of them, but it takes them to that next stratosphere. It shows everybody that, look, I am the best of the young guys. So whoever wins between those three in a fight, I think they're the next ones that you need to be looking at for the next world champions of the welterweight division, if Virgil is staying at 147, which I don't know. Let's go over to what Hawk said. Canelo is short. He claims to be 5'9". I don't think he's that tall, but I think that's what, with his Timberlands on. I'm good, LeBron. Okay, y'all talking to each other. Goodness. Oh my gosh. There's so much chat. Oh no. How am I going to catch up? I'm trying to do all this. Okay, let's blow through these real fast. I done missed so many comments. All right, you're talking to him. You're talking to him. Woolie's back in the building. Let me see. I don't think someone, Conor Benn, that has the frame to move up. He will stay at welterweight. I don't know if I agree with that, Trouble, because nobody seems to be a career one-weight fighter unless you're Triple G. That's the only one. Which Triple G is going to have to move up to 168 if he wants that Canelo fight. There's no way Canelo is going to come back to 160, and there's no way Canelo can make 160. If Canelo makes 160 pounds and looks like he looks at 175, I'm going to start questioning how legit he actually is. Like, for real, for real. There's no way he could go back to 160. Let's see. Y'all talking to each other. What about Usyk? Not a whole. We'll talk about Usyk in a minute. I'm just trying to fly through these. You all better prepare for Conor Benn arrival. And see it's coming. Believe. I'm right there with you. I think Conor Benn is going to be really good going forward. I don't think Lomachenko loses a rematch to Lopez, but I don't think Lopez makes 135 again either. Yeah, Lopez will never go back to 135. He'll be at 140, but I'm just saying that Shakur Stevenson and Inoue, they don't need a rematch with Lopez because they both beat the shit out of him. Shakur Stevenson would make him look silly, and Inoue would put him to sleep. That's how I see it. If you could blow Inoue up and make him big, he'd put T.O. to sleep. And it wouldn't even go more than 6 rounds. Maybe not even, it might not even go 4 rounds. You put Inoue, if you blow up Inoue to 5'8", 5'9", make him a 135-pound natural fighter, oh yeah, he sleeps T.O. T.O. would be sleeping with his booty in the air, looking like he's about to get took in prison. Like, that's how bad he would get knocked out by Inoue. But I digress. Let's move on to this last comment, and we're going to get off camera for a second, set up the camera, and then start jacking up the car to change out a rotor. All right, let me see. I'd love to see T.O. against Prograis for his first fight up. Oh, my goodness. Sink or swim, big mouth. Bro, Wooly, you're trying to get T.O. killed. You're trying to get George. Let me say this, Wooly. George Kambosos dropped his ass in the first round. What do you think Regis Prograis is going to do to him? Yo, you put T.O. in there with Regis, T.O.'s going to be doing backflips sideways. Like, he's not going to be right in the head anymore. Everything he's going to be doing is going to be tilted to one side. He's not going to walk right. He's not going to flip right. He's not going to talk right. Like, don't do that. T.O.'s not ready for a Regis Prograis. Not at all. Who was that? Red Clash? He'd be like him faking an injury. He'd get hit 1 or 2 times and be like, oh, he hit me in the balls. I can't fight no more. T.O. would not want that fight. All right, let's get off camera for a second. We're going to move the camera, and then we're going to get back on camera. Regis. All right, hopefully y'all can hear me. Let's do this. Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. There we go. Good. All right. I'm gonna set some stuff up so I can get back on camera. All right, we're almost ready. Just getting all the pieces over here. All right. Okay. All right. Uh-uh. Okay, we're back. Hold on. Let's turn the camera back on. Let's do like this. Ooh, shit. Look at the side of the car. Look at the side of the car. All right. I don't know what y'all been writing, but just bear with me for a moment. Chop lots of holding. Go higher. Oh shit! Is this not tall enough? Get up a little bit higher. A couple more. About one more. All right. All right. Now we do this real slow. All right. In case that one gives out, we got two. All right, y'all. Here we go. Can't really read the chat. Hopefully, if y'all can hear me, tell me you can hear me. But we about to start pulling the tire off and doing the road. All right, when changing out your brake pads and rotors, what you like to do is you always put the tire underneath it. When I move my ass out of the way, you'll see it. You probably just saw it. But again, if y'all can hear me talking, say you can hear me talking because I don't see anybody typing. All right, on to the next part. See, who would have thought you learn how to change the rotors on a car just being on here with me? Look at that. All right, guys. Oh, what the fuck? Really need some? I could really use somebody on the panel, so that way I'm talking about boxing and hearing somebody talk about boxing. Just say. Screwdriver. What I do with my screwdriver? What I do with my screwdriver? Let's see what are y'all writing. Like I said, somebody needs to join the panel so I can talk to keep this really more interesting than changing the rotor. But outside of that, I done told you Sterling is gonna win. He's gonna fake an injury. Gotta be careful that this doesn't fall. All right, well, we got the rotor loose. So the rotor's about to come off, y'all. voila. What's going on here? Go. Go. There's my screwdriver. There's my screwdriver. All right. Boom. New rotor. Let's see. Hey, let me do this. I'm going to relink this so somebody can join. And then I can conversate versus just changing the rotor. So let's go more layout. No, wait. Let me paste it. There we go. Did it? It's like a piece of grass keeping it from sending. What is going on here? Okay. There we go. All right. First things first. Get our paper towel. All right. Okay. Why are y'all being so difficult? There we go. It's not the best it fits, but it fits. All right, new brake pads. What's going on here? Hold on one second, guys. Not wanting to. Shit, I put the just cut my fucking finger open. I just sliced my finger. I'll be right back. And we're good. All right, here we go. I'm not understanding what the fuck is going on here. Why is it not going in? What is going on here? What the hell is going on here? Bearings back, so it goes this way. What the fuck is going on here? It should not be taking this long. I did the back ones in no time. Why is this? They sell me the wrong brake pads? Okay. This should not be taking this long. This should have been a 2-minute job. It's now taking 5 hours to do when I've already done this. Like, I'm not understanding why the hell I put the fucking brake pad in. I'm about to lose my shit. God, mother. I'm about to lose my shit. I'm legit about to start cussing, yelling, getting pissed, man. Shit is just not going in. I can't get them in. I can't get them in. I'm not understanding. I'm not getting it. It goes like this. There's no other way for it to go. What am I missing? What am I doing wrong? I don't. I don't know what's going on here. I'm. I'm. I'm at a loss. I'm legit at a loss. Like legitimate confused. Like it has to come this way. It has to. I'm legit confused right now. I cannot get them in. I cannot get the brake pads inside. I'm glad y'all are talking because I'm confused as fuck right now. And that one ain't perfect. Why did that one go in perfect but the other side doesn't? I'm not gonna question it. 5 hours later, we're not gonna question it. We got it. Still gotta do the whole other side. Motherfucker. Actually, I need the whole brake pad. My girl gonna be so mad at me, y'all. Her mat looks so dirty. She'll be so mad. She'll need a new workout mat. that's funny. All right. So I'm going to have to do one side at a time. Oh, I might have to go to the store and buy a new one. So this requires two. Let's see, leaping back and forth. Did it? All right. I wish I had a socket. Okay. Most of the way there. Should be putting on gloves with my cut finger, but whatever. All right. Now the caliber should go straight on. As long as I pushed it back enough, and I did not. So I have to try to compress it even more. Right. All right. Now, boom. Okay, come up. Money. Money, money, money. Money. Come on, where are you? Get in the hole. Come on, get in the hole. There we go. There we go. We're getting close. Okay. Okay. Come on. Where's the hole? There's the hole. There's the hole. All right. 17. Right. One more time. That's in there. Boom, boom. Just make sure that's good. That's fine. That's in there. All right. I fucked up. Are you serious? I did that. I most definitely did. I most definitely did. I most definitely did. I fucked up. Yes, I did. But we'll fix it. Yes, we will. We'll fix it. Get a little more lube. Lube her up a little bit more at the bottom. Oh, she lubed. There you go. All right. All right, we're about to put the wheel back on. All right. All right, that took a lot longer than it should have. A hell of a lot longer than it should have. There's no reason why it took that long. Is it not high enough off the ground? All right. Now we get it tightened. Then I sit in the car, press the brake. And then we let it down and tighten it all the way. All right. Top. On down to the star pattern. All right. Be right back. All right, the next stage is you get in there, you press the pedal, get the caliber tight on the new brake pads, then you let it down. It's about to rain, so I can't do the other one. All right, that's good. Make sure the car's on the jack. It is on the jack. All right, let me see if that's enough to get this jack. There it is. Now we let her down. Real slow. All right, we're gonna go off camera for a second, then come back on camera. Hold on 1 second. All right, almost done putting everything up. Woo! Okay, I seem to have lost everybody due to no boxing talk, but that's okay. You never know what you're gonna get whenever you get on my channel. You don't know if it's gonna be boxing, video games. You don't know if it's gonna be I'm looking at myself because it looks weird. It almost looks like a cartoon filter. You don't know if it's going to be boxing, video games, car mechanics, a random review that I rarely ever do. There's no telling. But unfortunately, nobody jumped on the panel. It'd have been much easier to conversate about boxing if somebody did while I was doing that. I had to do the other front tire, but I got to take a break because it's raining. But on that note, I'm going to get some food. I'm going to eat because that took way too long. It took me like 20, 30 minutes to get the damn brake pad in the rotor, which makes, not in the rotor, and the brake caliper. Shouldn't have taken that long. It should have just slid right in. To the point of where I was almost thinking that maybe I bought the wrong ones. Like the person, when they looked it up in the machine, they looked at the wrong ones, gave me the wrong ones. But no, it worked. It almost looked like I was fat. And my shirt was crinkling. Still kind of looks. Whew. But anyways, on that note, we got to cut thumb. We're going to go get that with some alcohol. I already did some peroxide. Band-Aid fell right off. Next time I'm going to do gloves on the other side. But on that note, that's it for this boxing talk. What little bit there was. Well, it was actually a good bit. But, there's been an hour's worth of just car mechanics when it should only take 15 minutes. Crazy. But anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day.